if you're gonna get a Canon G7X, make sure to have 2 backup batteries. The battery that's in here right now, I just pulled off the charger, and this battery right now that's on the charger was just in here, and it is charging right now because it was just dying. It just died mid-video. So I'm remaking a video right now for you guys, and I want to just remind you guys that fruit is the best food for humans, and we're designed for fruit, and that we are also social creatures, and we thrive with other people around us. The best days of your life are the days that you spend doing things that you love with other people. And then when you get to share things that you love with other people, when you get to hang around like-minded people who can appreciate you and everything that you do, most of what you do, and can appreciate the food that you're sharing and the activities that you're involved with. And the worst days are the days that you either spend alone or spend with people who just don't understand you, who don't get you, who don't see things in the way that you see them. And I understand that it's essential for there to be people who don't understand your way of thinking in the world. There's always going to be contrast. There's always going to be a polar opposite to the way you think. And that's the beautiful thing about life. It's like you get to choose. Do you want to be healthy or do you want to be sick? Do you want to believe in that you can control your reality, or do you want to believe that you're a victim? Do you want to believe that there's a better way, or do you just want to believe that the way it is the way it is and there's no better way possible? Or do you want to believe that things are meant to be, or do you want to believe that things are not meant to be? Like, it's just a choice. It's just a perception shift. And for everything I say on this channel, for everything I've ever said on this channel, there are people who agree and there are people who disagree. And that's life. So if you're in a situation right now where you're with your family, you're with your friends, and people are just not understanding you, just realize that it's your choice to hang out with them. You don't need to hang out with them. You can book a flight and you can fly to Hawaii, you can fly to Florida, you can fly to Brazil, you can fly to California, you can fly to Canada, you can go to these festivals in Denmark, in the UK, in Woodstock, and you can hang out and you can meet and you can live with other like-minded fruitarians or raw vegans. You can live with other vegans, man. People who just eat raw food. Like, these people are out there. And whatever you want, wants you. Whatever you want wants you. You've just got to be brave enough. You've just got to want it badly enough, I guess. That's all it comes down to. You just got to want it badly enough. I want it so badly. I want it so badly. I want it desperately. I want to be around people desperately. I'm desperate for friends, guys. That's why I go to these festivals. That's why I seek out friends every single day. I hang out with someone every day, because I know that the best days of my life are the days I spend with other people. And I never regret spending time with someone that I enjoy spending time with. Even if we're not doing anything really productive, as long as I'm spending time with someone I enjoy the company of, my time is very well spent. My time is very well spent. And when I'm not hanging around awesome people, I just feel like I need to be really busy. I need to be very productive. I need to be making a video. I need to be meditating at least. Or I need to be earning money somehow. Editing videos, or creating an app, or whatever it is. I just need to be doing something. But when I'm just hanging out with cool people, life's good, man. No worries. Kuna Matata. So I'd really encourage myself, if I was like 14 years old or 15 years old or 16 years old, however old I was when I was able to, like, you know, go out and do things in my life without my parents like, hey, where are you, blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, dude, like, go travel, go meet up with people in real life. That would have been the best advice ever, man. Because life happens when you get outside. Life happens when you walk out this little cave, your front door, and you actually go and you talk to people. You get on the bus, you get on the train, you get on a plane, go to the park, go to the gym. You actually experience other human beings, man. That's when life happens. These festivals. So you can eat all the fruit you want in your house. You can watch all the YouTube videos you want in your house. You can learn everything you want in your house, but until you get out and go share it with other people, until you get out and experience what it's like to get in the mix and mingle with other people, what the frick are you doing with your life, man? You know? What are you doing? Like I said, you gotta want it badly enough. And I remember as a kid growing up, I would hear these Olympic coaches who would coach like these 100-meter sprinters. And they'd say, yeah, all the 100-meter sprinters, they finish within like 0.2 second of each other. Like 0. something of a second is between like 1st and 8th place or something, right? And so he's like, how come that 1st place runner always wins by just like that 0.1 of a second or something? How come like 2nd and 3rd place never beat that person? Is it because they're all completely different fitness levels? And the coach is like, no. It's just the guy who wins the gold medal just wants it more than the other guys. He just wants it more. He's just willing to focus more on it. He's willing to push a little harder that time. They're all pretty much equal fitness level, man. What matters is how badly do you want it. And so if you don't go after something in your life, it's because you didn't want it. And once you accept that, you can release the guilt. You release any guilt that you've been building up surrounding that. You can release the guilt and just realize, hey, I didn't want it. It's like, how come you didn't go to the festival last year? Didn't want it. How come you broke up with your girlfriend? I wanted to. How come you didn't ask that girl out? Didn't want it. How come you stopped eating raw food? I wanted to eat cooked food. How come you stopped eating cooked food? Didn't want to eat cooked food anymore. How come you, whatever you did, how come you're watching this video? Want to. How come you stopped watching the video? Didn't want to watch it anymore. It's all a matter of what do you want, what do you not want. And it's releasing the guilt that surrounds us when we, or it harbors inside us when we feel like we should be doing something that we don't want to be doing. So whatever it is that you don't want to be doing, it's okay, just don't do it, bro. Just don't do it. But just admit that it's because you don't want to do it. That's the hard part a lot of people have. They just don't want to admit that they're not doing something because they don't want to do it. They come up with a different excuse. They say, oh, I didn't do it because X, Y, and Z. It's outside of me. Nothing is outside of you. Your reality happens from within. Everything else outside of you, everything outside of you, this video that you're watching, me right here, in front of you, on your iPad or laptop or iPhone, whatever you're watching this video on, everything outside of you are your thoughts being projected outwards. Like, I am a manifestation. Ted Carr, this YouTube channel, is a manifestation of your thoughts. The physical reality around you, the so-called physical reality, is nothing more than atoms. And atoms are mostly empty space, 99.9% empty space. So what is this outside reality if it's mostly empty space? It's your thoughts manifested, man. This is a concrete form of physical reality. It's this concrete form of your thoughts. So your life is what your thoughts make of it. And your thoughts really, like, you can't control your thoughts. You can control where you focus, and you can be aware of your thoughts, and you can decide to give more attention to one thought, more attention to another thought, and you can start creating new thoughts. Absolutely, you can create thoughts. It takes a bit of work, but you can do it. Put pen to paper, and you can write out what kind of thoughts you want to start thinking. And you can start thinking those thoughts. So you can create thoughts, but in terms of like controlling thoughts and filtering your thoughts and being aware of every single thought, yeah, right, man. But what you can be aware of, what you can be very vigilant on, is how do you feel? So if I'm driving and all of a sudden I feel angry or upset, I'm like, that driver cut me off, or that driver didn't blinker and I almost crashed, and I'm feeling really upset, I just realized that that feeling of upsetness, whether it's right here, ooh, or right here, or wherever I'm feeling it, maybe I'm feeling it in my throat, or maybe I'm feeling it in the back of my head or forehead or something, wherever I'm feeling that feeling, I realize that, and I think, hey, what am I thinking at this moment? What thought did I think that made me feel this way? What thought did I think that made me feel this way? Because your feelings are just a result of what you thought. Thoughts control your feelings. If you're thinking a beautiful thought, you're gonna feel a beautiful feeling. If you're thinking a scary thought, you're gonna feel a scary feeling. If you're thinking a really guilty thought, like, oh, I should have done this, woe was me, or oh, I should have done this, I'm such an idiot, then you're gonna feel a really depressing thought. When you think a really exciting thought, like, oh my god, I'm going to a fruit festival this summer, I'm going to 3 fruit festivals, I'm going to 4 fruit festivals this summer. I'm going to Amsterdam, I'm going to Denmark, I'm going to UK, I'm going to Woodstock. Yes. That starts creating new feelings for you in your body. And whatever you're feeling, you take action on, whether it's good or bad. If you're feeling like shit, actions are gonna reflect that shit feeling you're feeling. If you're feeling amazing, your actions are gonna reflect that amazing feeling. Your words are gonna reflect that amazing feeling. When you're in a crazy, beautiful state of mind, you're just absolutely in love with someone, anything that you say, anything that comes out of your mouth is just flawless, it's gold. And anything that you hear from that other person is gold. Because you're both on that same frequency of love. And it's just, everything is perfect when you're in love. But everything's always perfect. Everything always just is the way it is. You're just starting to see it as perfect because you've changed your perception. So where am I going with this? I'm going all the way down to the root cause of everything in your life, and everything in your life revolves around your emotions, man. Everything in your life revolves around your emotions. The dictator of your life experience is your emotions. Your emotions are the dictator of your life experience. If you're having a great time, it's because you got great emotions. If you're having the best day ever, It's because you're having the best emotions ever. It's not because the best things are happening, and if the best things are happening, it's because you're just perceiving them to be the best things ever. They would have happened anyway, but you're just now perceiving them as in a way that makes them the best ever. So, prioritize good emotions, man. Once I started prioritizing good emotions, different life, man. Different life once I start prioritizing better emotions. And the way you can actually take action on prioritizing better emotions is to remind yourself that emotions are the most important thing. Emotions are the most important thing. The thoughts you think are going to dictate the feelings you feel. So you might not be able to catch every thought you're thinking, but you can catch a strong feeling. And if you're like, wow, I feel so good right now, well, then think, hey, what thought did I think that made me feel this way? Maybe write it down, and then think that thought again and again and again. Or vice versa, if you're feeling a crappy feeling, think, what thought was I thinking? What thought am I thinking right now that's making me feel this shitty emotion? And write that thought down, and then vow to start feeling and thinking the opposite of that. So if you're feeling angry, the opposite of that would maybe feel appreciative that it wasn't worse. Whatever it is, just there's always an opposite. If you have a crappy feeling, there's an opposite. And focus on the good feeling that you do want to feel. And if you come across a book that you're reading and it makes you feel really, really good, read that same book again. Read that same freaking paragraph again. If you're listening to an audiobook and it makes you feel great, it makes you feel focused, it makes you feel empowered, listen to that same audiobook over and over and over again. Even if it's just one part of an audiobook, maybe it's the first 2 minutes, maybe it's the last 2 minutes, maybe it's that middle section, that middle 6 minutes, or whatever it is. I created a 10-minute MP3 for you guys to listen to every single day. It's $2. You can get it in the description below. $2. You can listen to it every single day. You don't need to buy it. You can go on YouTube and download another video if you want. I just made it really easy. Click MP3, download it, listen to it every day. On repeat. And let me know how you feel, man. Let me know how it makes you feel every time. And it's not making you feel something. It's just getting you to think different thoughts. Or it's suggesting that you think different thoughts. You can decide if to buy into it or not. You can decide if you want to actually think those thoughts or not. But I'll tell you what, if you're listening to something every single day, it's really going to start affecting your thoughts. We've got input sources. We've got our eyes. You know, eyes are an input source. So if you're reading books, you know, use your eyes. We've got a mouth. So if you're eating food, good healthy food, or you're taking drugs, whatever you're putting through your mouth, that's going to affect how you feel as well. You've got your ears, like you're listening to me talk right now. Hopefully you can listen to a good audiobook as well. You've got your ears. We've got our nose as well. You know, so people snort lines of drugs or whatever, or you can smell the roses, or smell a good mango. It's going to affect how you feel. Right, so we've got these input sources. And if you make sure all the input that's going in is good stuff, what do you think is going to come out? What's the result of the output? The output's going to be beautiful too. You put beautiful in, you're going to get beautiful out. You put humorous in, you're going to get humorous out. I find that the funniest people I hang around are the people who watch comedy. Are the people who watch stand-up comedy people, stand-up comics. They're really funny people, and then when I hang around them, they're like, oh, like, you want to watch a comedy? And I'm like, sure, I guess. I normally don't watch comedy. I don't fancy myself a funny guy, but I'm sure if I started watching comedy, it'd be more funny. And in fact, I did watch a stand-up comedy. I watched Kevin Hart for an hour, and like the next few days, I was cracking jokes like I'd never cracked before. Because I had an hour and a half of input from Kevin Hart. And the next few days, that was coming back out. So I was allowing myself to creatively express myself, and what was coming out was a result of all that input. So if you focus on something for an hour and a half, man, it's really going to affect you. So that's why I don't watch negative documentaries, I don't watch negative YouTube videos, people talking trash about someone else, because that's just coming into me and it's going to go right back out into the universe, and I don't want to be recycling that kind of negative energy. I focus on the positive, I focus on what I like, I focus on what I want my kids to be raised with, I focus on the good things. I focus on the things that make me feel like I'm floating, make me feel like I'm weightless. You can do that too, man. You just gotta take a little action, just a little action. People ask how to get started with raw veganism, how to get started with meditation. Just take a little action. Each day. Each day. People wanna know how to save money. Just save a little bit each day. How to get cleaner teeth. Brush your teeth a little bit more each day. How to get stronger. Go to the gym a little bit each day. Spend 20 minutes in there every day. Doing what you want to do. Shoulder raises, bench press, bicep curls, sit-ups, pull-ups, squats, deadlifts. You name it. Whatever you want, you do it a little bit each day. And the results will compound and compound and compound, and you'll get the results that you fancy in life. I recommend listening to the audiobook, The Compound Effect. I also recommend listening to the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I recommend listening to the audiobook, The Astonishing Power of Your Emotions by Abraham Hicks. Of course, recommend the audiobook in the description, the 10-minute MP3. You can listen to it every single day. I recommend listening to Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. You can find that on YouTube. Definitely check that one out. After this video, go watch The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale on YouTube. The Strangest Secret. But these are things I recommend because these are the things that I've done. I guess instead of telling you what to do, I should just simply straight up tell you what I did, and if you want to do it, you can copy me. It's a really good idea, man. Role model. Model people. Find people who are living the way you want to live, or feeling the way you want to feel, or acting the way you want to act, and just do what they did. Do what they did, and then put your own unique spin on it. I'm a hybrid. People are like, oh Ted, I can see like a lot of Bob Proctor in you. And I'm like, I've listened to a lot of Bob, I've listened to a lot of Darren Hardy, I've listened to a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk, I've listened to a lot of Abraham, I've listened to a lot of Bashar, I've listened to a lot of my own content too. I recently started looping my own content. So I'll put out this video, maybe like a few months from now, I'll watch this video again. In the past I've been, ooh, I can't watch myself on camera, blah, blah, blah. Like, why not? Once I started loving myself enough to be able to see myself back on camera and listen to myself and really digest what I'm saying, I'm listening back, I'm like, damn man, that's some pretty good stuff you said a couple years ago. That's some pretty good stuff you said 6 months ago. I don't watch myself and cringe, I watch myself and be like, damn man, that's a good point, I'm gonna make another video about that. So I started looping my own content. Now part of my input is my own content, because I think my content is pretty good. Why wouldn't I listen to it back? In fact, the things I'm saying to you right now on camera, really it's just things I need to hear myself. Everything I teach, everything I promote, everything I preach on this YouTube channel, it's me talking to myself. I want you to know that. Everything I talk about in this, the problems I think you have, I'm projecting. The problems I have. Every misconception people have out there about the raw vegan diet, those are misconceptions I once had. Or maybe I still have. I have to constantly remind myself of that they're not true. I've got to constantly remind myself of the truth. I've got to constantly remind myself of what works. I've got to constantly remind myself to stay inspired. I've got to constantly remind myself to have self-love. I've got to constantly remind myself that everything's going to be okay. And if you hear something once, good luck making it stick. Good luck making it stick. Good luck making it drill deep and to affect the rest of your life. But if you hear something that profoundly affects you and you hear it every single day, the sky is the limit, man, for your transformation. You've got to listen to things on repeat. How many times do you have to hit a tree with an axe for the tree to fall down? You've got to hit it thousands of times. You can't just hit a tree once or twice or even 100 times with an axe and expect the tree to fall down. You've got to hit that tree thousands of times for the tree to fall down. I don't promote chopping down trees. It's just a great analogy, especially when I'm looking out at this right now. Just pure bushland. Get that, man. How many swings you gotta take at one of those suckers to chop her down? A lot. But don't chop down the trees, man. Enough people have already done that. Up there. Well, anyways, guys, now that I'm outside, it's a good time to say goodbye. Peace out. Much love from Port Moody, British Columbia. I really do hope to see you at a fruit festival this summer. If you guys want a discount, use the code COMEFRUITYOURSELF. And if you have any questions about anything, hit me up with a direct message either on Instagram or Snapchat. My Instagram is Fruitarian and my Snapchat is TedCar. Peace be with you.